Hey, sophomores and Panther families. This is Jennifer Anaya coming to you at the start of the 26-27 school year. And I put together some information that will hopefully help us get off to a great start. So let's get to it. First thing on the agenda, I want to share who the sophomore counseling team is. Of course, myself. I will be working with this class again this school year, but we do have some students who have chosen to start working towards one of our accelerated pathways. And for those students, they will now have a new counselor. And we have Mrs. Brender, Mrs. Butler, and Mrs. Stuber. And if you see on the screen, I've gone ahead and broken up the alpha split. And that means that based on your sophomore's last name, they will be working with one of these three amazing counselors. So moving forward, questions about schedules, questions about future classes, and options should be directed towards them. Within a student's Gmail account, they just have to type in Brender or Butler or Stuber, and their name should pop up. But if you would like to reach out to them as well, you can always go to the counseling website through the Wenatchee High School website, and there is a link to email any of these counselors, including myself. So just a refresher, there is a little bit of split when it comes to who your student could be working with this year. And if you have any questions, just let me know, and then I can help answer that and guide you in the right direction. All right, a big one, schedules. Schedules are going to go live tomorrow, Wednesday the 19th, in the morning, and we're going to keep them live for the purpose of schedule change requests through Friday the 28th, which is the second full day of school for you sophomores. I've written some information on this slide to kind of help you get through the schedule change request process. If something's not looking right and you would like to try and request that something be changed. Like always, the information is going to be posted on the counseling website. And our website is new this year, so it's a little bit different in how you navigate. So once you get onto the Wenatchee High School homepage, you can find the link to the counseling office under quick links. And then everything should be posted in a yellow box at the top of our page. So before you submit that Google form, which is a schedule change request form, please make sure that you are reading the open seat report. That report has some information about all the classes that still have open spaces. So if you are, once you open this schedule change request form, which is a Google form, you're going to see that it's broken down by period. So let's say it's a first period art class that you would like to try and change for a first period PE class. You'll make sure to put art in the area that it asks to drop, and then PE in the area that says add. But before you put PE, you make sure that there are open seats in that class. Okay. Once you get in there and you take a look, it should be pretty self-explanatory. But again, we have everything broken down on the top of our counseling website, and just follow the steps. Okay. But also, I want to remind you that we will not be making changes based on teacher preference, on friend preference to try and get classes with your friends. We're not doing that. And also just to rearrange your schedule, like you have the classes that you need, but you just want them in a different order. We do not have the capacity at this time to do that. Classes are very full. So our priority is making sure that you have the classes that you need that fit your requirements, and that also are the best match for you. Okay, so just keep those things in mind as you fill these forms out. And remember that this is a really high volume time for our counseling team. So give us some time to get back to you when it comes to the requests. We do our best to, get back within a couple days. And you should see a response from your counselor in your student inbox, your Gmail. So keep an eye on that for our reply, because maybe we have a question for you to clarify what this changes, or maybe we'll have a yes or no, one way or the other. But we do reply to all these requests as quickly as we are able to. But again, your patience is appreciated because it's a very high volume time for us. All right, once schedules go live tomorrow, take some time to review your schedule. Make sure that you have all the classes that you need for the school year, okay? Our team consists consists of some pretty awesome people, but there are a lot of schedules to build, and we want to make sure that everything is accurate. We've gone through and checked multiple times, but again, sometimes mistakes can be made. We are human. So we want you to be part of this as well. Double check. You should have a full credit's worth of English, math, social studies, and then any combination of, some PE, some additional science, art, language, all those other things to make sure to have a full set of 6 classes each semester, okay? So take some time, review that, and make sure that you have the correct classes, the correct credits, and the correct levels, okay? You should not have a class in your schedule that you have already taken and passed. That's a mistake. That's something that needs to be addressed in a schedule change request form. And again, just double checking that you are in the right level. So if you need to be in a regular freshman English and we placed you in advanced, that is something that you also need to submit a schedule change request form for. So again, take some time to review those schedules, make sure that they are accurate, and make sure that you know where you're going on day 1, which is actually day 2, and I'll get to that in a second. All right, credits. Let's take a moment to talk about this. Our counseling team is working on credit checks, which means we're going through and setting up the forms that break down all the classes that you took last year, the classes that you passed, the classes that you didn't pass, and the credits that you earned for all of those. Because remember, at Wenatchee High School, we do have classes that are dual credited courses. So there might be some classes on there that are already worth a full credit, okay? So review your credits, review the courses that you've taken and the grades that you've earned. And you can also do that by accessing your high school transcript. So all of you guys have access to School Links 24/7, as long as you are an active student here in the Wenatchee School District. So you can go into School Links, you can access a copy of your transcript, which should have both first and second semester of your freshman year, all the classes that you took, the grades you earned, and the credits that each one of those courses was worth, okay? And I have that here at the bottom of this page. So you click on student records request, and then download unofficial transcript, and it'll give you a PDF, okay? And you can access that at any time. But we are using those to complete a credit check, and it's a full breakdown of all 24 credits that you need to graduate from Wenatchee High School. We will be sharing those out later in the month of September so that you can follow along and track your progress as you're going through, and you can also use it as a tool to plan courses that you would like to take in the future, okay? But we really do need you guys to start becoming aware of your progress, what you've taken, what you've earned, and what you still have yet to complete, okay? So students, parents, go ahead and take a look at that transcript, see how things went. If you did not pass some classes, we do need to talk about some credit retrieval. So make sure that you connect with me. Let's make a plan for that. It'll probably happen, once the dust settles after the first week of school. Let's talk about your credits. Let's talk about a plan for how to get those made up. All right. All right. Really quickly, some back to school important dates I just want you guys to be aware of. And of course, I know that all of you guys have received via email and possibly even in the mail our back to school newsletter that has all the important information, all of this information in there, but let's just do a quick run through. Schedules go live tomorrow, as well as schedule change requests. They start tomorrow, and we will accept them through Friday the 28th at the end of the school day, which is about 3:30 p.m. Okay. Picture day for sophomores, for all students, is on Monday the 24th. But for sophomores specifically, it's going to be from 3 to 5 p.m. Okay, this is when you're going to come and get your photo taken, get your student ID, and then check out your devices, your Chromebook. Okay, and if you need a replacement Yonder pouch, I believe it'll also be available there. But you should have those from last year. You guys were all allowed to keep those. Okay, don't lose that Yonder pouch. It's still a phone-free zone, so we will still be using those Yonder pouches this year. The first day of class for all sophomores through seniors is Thursday, the 27th, not Wednesday. As you guys remembered last year, Wednesday is for freshmen only. It's Freshman Ignite. So all of you guys get one more day before you start on Thursday, the 27th. Okay. And then also, I know that it's a ways out there and we haven't even had the first day of school yet, but parents, please mark your calendars for parent-teacher conferences, which will happen October 28th through the 30th. I believe the 28th, according to our district calendar, is designated for the evening conferences, and then we'll probably do some day and virtual options in those following days. But once we have those details finalized, of course, I'll be sharing those out with you, and you'll get them through other forms of communication from our school and our district. But parent-teacher conferences are super important. If your student's doing well, you should definitely come with them to hear how amazing they're doing. If your student is maybe struggling in some classes, it is also super important for you guys to be part of those conversations along with your students to make some plans with teachers on different types of interventions and talk about resources for support. Because again, we're here to help your student succeed, and you are a big component of that whole let's call it recipe for success. Okay, so parents, please mark your calendars. October 28th through the 30th will be our parent-teacher conferences, and more information will be coming out about that once we kick off the year. All right, so just some words of encouragement. Parents, please become familiar with your students' schedules and by extension, their teachers. Take some time if you would like. I absolutely encourage the communication to reach out to some of your student teachers, or if not all of them, to introduce yourself. And if there's anything important that you feel your students' teachers should know about your students that would help them get off to a good start or feel a little bit more supported in a specific environment, I think that information is super helpful. And I really do encourage you to connect with them and to share that. Make sure that you have Skyward access so that you can be monitoring attendance and grades. I strongly encourage a weekly check of grades, or if not, every other week, but a moment where you and your student can sit down, have them open Skyward, or you can open your parent access so that you can see how they're doing, and to also maybe kind of address any issues that might or might not be popping up. Because again, that communication with teachers directly is going to be super beneficial to make sure that your student is staying on top of things, staying on track, and being successful overall. And then, this is kind of a reiteration of what I just said, but find a time to connect with your student. Find out how things are going, how they're feeling, with the start of the new school year, how they're feeling with assignments and the new content. If they have any questions, if they need any support, and maybe to celebrate some of those successes that they're having along the way as well. That communication is super important throughout their entire high school journey and beyond. So it's just a good habit to create, and something that, again, we just strongly encourage. Students, at this point, to kick off the year, just become familiar with your schedules. Review those classes. Make sure that you have the things that you need. And if there are any issues, to be submitting a request to have us maybe change a specific class or to address that concern. I also want to remind you all that School Links, the High School and Beyond plan, and the assigned tasks, they have been updated for the school year. So if you like, you can go into School Links and look at your new assigned tasks and the due dates connected to each one of those. You can get started on some of those, but also remember that this is an every year thing as part of your High School and Beyond plan that will help you through a culmination of these events at the end of senior year, be ready to complete this requirement and get one step closer to graduation. So just a little reminder, everyone should be doing this. And if you did not complete things from last year, they did roll over. So you have some work to do. And it'd be great for you to share that with your parents. I think that's about it. Apologies if this took a little bit long, but I do want to make sure that you have some of this important information to start off the year well. If you guys have any questions, again, feel free to reach out to me or to your student's new counselor, if it's Mrs. Brender, Mrs. Butler, or Mrs. Stuber. And we are here to help. The offices are open now. Again, schedules go live tomorrow, so make sure that you pay attention to that. And we're really hoping that this is going to be the start of a really amazing year. So I look forward to seeing you guys all back in the building next week for picture day, and on Thursday for the first day of school for you guys. And I think together we can make it a really great year. All right. Have a great last few days of summer, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Have a good one.